Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the concept of DDL commands. As we have already discussed the concept of database earlier, now it is quite obvious we need to build it structure. So to build it structure, we require some another commands that that is the first one, DDL. So data definition language command. So in this command, we will learn like what are the basic structure and how we can create if there is some mistake or we forget something to add, how we can modify it, and if something is extra and how we can drop or delete that thing. So it is, you can assume the same thing when we have to build our own house. What we require, firstly we require some plan, that we go to the architecture, then they made some layout, the blueprint, that okay, how many rooms are there, how many washrooms, where is the kitchen is located. So everything is pre-planned. That is, they are building the basic structure. After that, when it is built up, we start putting the stuff. That is another part. So right now we are just going to focus on what is the structure of our database. So to build that, we are going to use the concept of DDL commands. So whether you want to build your tables, even the database, schema, indexes view, in all the cases we require data definition language commands. So let's discuss the basic database that we are going to discuss with all the command types in the SQL. So in case of DDL, DM, DQL, so we are going to implement those with the help of university database management. So first we have the 5 table: department, second one is student, third one is enrollment, fourth one is faculty, fifth one is the courses. So as I already mentioned you guys, any table name means we are talking about some entity about which we want to collect the information. So that means every entity have there some properties that are defining to it. So here if we talk about a department, department is defined by it is ID and the name of the department. So that we call as it is attribute, or you can say it are the columns of our table. So we are going to build these tables in our data structure. So now next is the basic command. Those command in the category of DDL. The create command to create our database or table. If we forget something and we want to add those things, we use the alter command instead of writing or creating our database or tables again and again. If something is obsolete, we use a drop command to permanently delete it. If we want to clear our database values, we use a truncate command. And similar, when we have to change our database name, or you can say tables name or columns name, we again use a rename command. So next one is, let's, either you are going to use MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL. In this case, we are going to use the PostgreSQL. But whatever the database you are using, there is a minor changes in the syntax of the commands. If you are using any another database right now instead of a PostgreSQL, just comment below and let me know where you are facing a problem in any query. I will give an answer of that. So first one is the create command. So it is common in all the database. Create database, then database name. So I already mentioned you guys, we are going to take a database, University DB. So along with that, let's also implement in our database that we have taken. So open your PostgreSQL. One second. When you go to a servers, click on that one. Now it will ask you the password that you have given at the time of the setup. So my case 12345, and then I will press OK. So now it will show our database. So we have to create our first database. So in the query tool, now you have a space work area where you can write your command. So our first command is we want to create a database. Create database university underscore DB. Put a semicolon. Select this one, execute. So here you get an output, create a database. So why I put a here underscore? So whenever your variable name consists of more than one word, so according to the name convention of the variable declaration, you can't give a white spaces in between them. In those cases, to avoid errors, we put a underscore. That's why the reason I put university underscore DB. Okay. Now, within this database, if you want to check whether this is present in your system, you just click on this one, refresh your system, and even you can refresh database. So you just go down, and in the schema you can able to university, it should be there. So you can see here in the bottom. So but there is a cross symbol coming on these ones. The cross symbol means it is not activated. Just click on that. Now when we click on that, because we want to create table under this one, so click on that, go to the schema. Okay, and again when you go to schema, you have to go to under table cell. So then after that, click on query tool again. So what this mean that I show you, you have to create one database under which we want to create a table. So we want to follow hierarchy, the name of the database under which we want different table, faculty, department, students. So that's why we have selected that particular schema here. Now next we again move to our commands, and here what is that, we have a table command. So in case of a table command, we have create table, then table name, then the column name, then it is data type. If you remember, when you have done your C++, Java or any Python language, so you write first the data type, then the variable name, then semicolon. So let's example, I want to declare age variable. I will write int age. Okay, int age. So I want first mention my data type, then it is variable name. So but here we are not doing this thing. So we are doing in a reverse order. We write a column name, then it is data type. So here we created our first data types, create table, then student. After that, first attribute student ID, integer type, name varchar, age int, gender, then the department integer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attributes are in this table. So let's I will, rather than writing it, I will directly paste it there so that we can save some time. So we will open and I will write here. Then I will select. So the table is created here. Okay. Now next thing is that I want to check it is schema. Now what is table schema? The layout. What are the table name? What are the attributes name? Whether any attribute is null, any attribute, any constraint we have applied, what is the length. So all these concepts come under the category of the schema of a table. So to check that one, we have another commands. So we have done a database creation. We have to move. So we have this one. One thing more I want to mention here. When we talk in case of Oracle G, okay, sorry, I have to move back. So when we are in Oracle G or MySQL or MySQL, so in this case we can use a describe command, DESC, then the table name. So your table name here is student. We just write here student Okay, so describe command is help to check the schema of your table. Okay, the layout of your table in Oracle MySQL, but we right now working in PostgreSQL, so we have a different syntax here. So select column name, then data type, character maximum length is nullable, that means its null value is along in that attribute. And in the beginning, right now, we have not applied any constraint or any primary key. So that means our attributes can accept a null value. Then column default. If you remember, we talk about default. Default means if any value is missing, by default, that value filled automatically in our attributes. So from where? So information schema column. This is a metadata of all the columns of all tables. So metadata means data about data. So there is a one term metadata. Metadata. So data, when we talk about data about data, so it is called metadata. So let's take example one photo. If photo is a one data, so it if I have to check it is metadata, it has some clicking date, it has some resolution, it has some size. So that is data about a data. First photo is a data, then it is size, resolutions, date of click, whatever next are the data about the photo. So in a database, in a PostgreSQL, so info schemas have the abilities to store the metadata of all the columns of all the tables present in the database. So, but we have to be very specific that we want to see any one current table. So we put a where condition. We will discuss about where in detail in the next videos. So then we mention the table name exactly about which we want to see. Then and most of the tables we create until it is not too much private, we keep under it in a public category. So these are the things. So discard this one. So again I am going to directly select from here instead of writing there. Then I want to check the structure of this one. So we have written this and I am going to select. So we save time, that's why I have already written those things there. Otherwise you can directly type here. If you are able to see, you can see, you are able to see column name, data type, all is nullable and default value. So all things are available. So next is, suppose I have created my table and I even inserted 1000, 2000, 5000 value in the form of rows in my table, but I forgot to add some column, and after some time it happened we need to add some extra information relevant to a person. So it doesn't mean I will create my table again and again. Instead of that, what I will do, I will use the alter command. Alter command will help to modify the structure of my tables. And so here I want to add some column, I want to add some extra information. So I will use the alter command. Now the syntax of alter is different in according to the database. So here I have given a one example with respect to Oracle, but all other example are with respect to the PostgreSQL. So you have to write alter, then table. This is a keyword as it is, then the table name. So here our table name is students. So then next add column. So that means we want to add a new column. So then mention the new column name. I mention email. So then mention it is data type. Then put a semicolon. Then next is that we want to change alter now we want to modify or alter our column. What this means, we have already column in our system, but we forget to mention any type of constraint on it. We given a wrong data type. Let's suppose in case of gender, we instead of writing the char, we have mentioned the int. So it is going to take an integer value that is not valid. So in that case, again, we are not going to destroy our table and going to create new one. We will just change the data type of that thing. So again, for that we use the alter command. So here alter table, then table name, then add alter column. So in case of PostgreSQL, we use alter column, but in Oracle we use modify. Okay, then that column name, here the column name is age, then the type, this is the again keyword, then the data type, new data type that what you want to mention. So it will change the data type. And to check what are the changes we have done, we use the previous command to check the structure of our table. Next one is now any column is absolute, or any database, any table is absolute, and we want to uh, drop that permanently, so that nothing is, if I try to roll back means I want my system back to in the previous state. So it is not possible, and with the help of drop, and I want to permanently delete something from my system, I use drop command here, alter table, then table name, then drop the column. So I created a column email, then I drop it. So let's implement these ones. So again we will take from, so okay, so you can see here, so we alter, and I am going to run this command. So it is run. So I want to check whether it did any effect in my system. Select column data type maximum length. So now it changes my structure. Then I have to check even select the column name. We will do a select command. This is a DQL command. We will do it later even. Select from, then mention a table name students, put a semicolon. You can see here successfully done. So it is showing us structure SQL. Okay. So name, student ID, name, age, gender, department ID. Now email is also showing here in the bottom. Then next is we have to change. Here you can check the value. The next command we want to implement, what is that? We want data type of age to a small integer. Okay, and for that, earlier it is showing only the integer type. Okay, for the age, now small integer, I am going to change it is data type. So run, select this. Okay, so I will run this to check again. So now you can check it is written small int if with respect to the age column. Okay, it is showing. Next is the command. We want to drop the email column from our system. So we will write alter table. Okay, then table name students, then drop. Now we want to drop column, then column name. So column name is email. Yeah. Okay, so we have to select this one, then run this. So table is altered. Let's check again. So it's still, you can check in the bottom. So there is no email column is available right now. Okay. So this is all about the alter command. We can add, we can modify the data type, we can even drop some column. We have multiple ways where we can use the alter, and whenever in the it is necessary, we will discuss in the coming videos. Okay. So press enter. Okay, let's come to the next one. So next, after alter, we are going to discuss about a drop command. Now drop command, it is the most important command. Why? Because in any interview, any viva, any written exam, there is always a question, difference between drop, truncate and delete command. So drop command permanently delete the table and database permanently. Okay. So we cannot roll back it, but in PostgreSQL, when it is within a transaction, I will explain that in a separate video, what is the transaction and how we can roll back the things within that. Okay. So when just right now, remember this, when you want to destroy anything permanently, so you will use a drop command. So syntax is very easy: drop table, table name. So drop database uh, school. So we can delete even the database we can delete with the help of this command. So I'm not going to use this command right now because it will delete our table for but to make you understand this thing, what I will do, I will show you one example. Let's we take this table, okay, and I will change this table name to STU, and I just put a 1, okay. So I'm going to create a new table to explain your drop command, okay, just to drop command. Now I executed this one. Okay, I put a semicolon, I forget to remove this one. So now table is created. Let's the new table name is STU. I just created a new table because we are going to drop it permanently. So before delete, let's check it whether it is present, because even it is showing us STU. So I just going to show you. So you can see we have a student ID because we have just created a single attribute in this student ID. So in the output screen, it's showing data output student ID as an integer type. Now I want to drop this table. Drop, then table, table, drop, and table is a keyword, then table name. So this one. Okay. So you can see here when we execute this, so table dropped. So table dropped. After that, we want to ensure that whether this table is still present or not, because I told this is permanently deleted. So you have to cross check this thing. Then student does not exist. Relation student does not exist. This is giving error. Why? Because STU we have permanently dropped. So this is about a drop command. Now there is a one truncate command. Okay. So truncate command means, okay. So truncate. One is a drop that permanently delete. Then there is a truncate command. Now truncate command, let's in my database I stored 10 values, 10 student information, and I want to delete them all together. So one way is that I will use a delete command to delete my data values that work row by row. So suppose I have written here. So I have written here A, and this is my row number 1, 2. I have written B, C. This is something. If I use a delete command, so what delete command will do? It will delete row by row. First this. We can apply a where clause in delete, but if we want to delete all things, so row by row. Even it is not visible to us, but in the backend it is deleting things row by row. But if the same thing I want to do very fast, because we have data in billions, millions, so I want to delete things very fast. So I don't want to waste our time. I want to deallocate the data pages. I want to, so that time I want to clean everything at once. So we use a truncate command. So truncate command, many students ask why it come under the category of DDL, not DML. The reason is that it is not working row by row. That is a concept of DML commands. We are going to discuss in the next slides, next video. Sorry. But here we are deallocating databases that work with the structure of the database. So it is much faster, and that's the reason it is come under the category of DDL. So syntax is same, truncate, table, table name. So faster than delete, and table structures remain as it is. So when we insert a value, after that we can apply this command. Okay. So but our structure is intact here. So as in drop, our structure also drop, but here not, only the values will be dropped. We will implement truncate in the next video. Okay. The rename command, when we want to change our table name. Okay. So I want to change my student's table name to learner's name. Okay. Now, so alter table, then old table name, then rename to the command. So let's do this one. Okay. So we are going to execute this one. So table alter. Now earlier we are able to see by with the help of a select command. So now it is showing does not exist. The reason why it is does not exist, because we change it is name to learners. So now I replace student's name. Check this highlighted line and I execute it, and it is showing our table structure. So this is the important concept that you need to keep in your mind. Next, we will, okay, we have done. Now, similarly, even you can, if you want to change your column name, so you can do that one. So alter table, table name, rename column, name, old name to full name, whatever the new name you. So instead of name column, we want to write it as a full name. Students, we change this, so you can do that even. Okay. So what we have covered right now, we have covered the create command, alter command if something change we want to do change with our database. Then next one is the drop command, truncate command, and rename command. Okay. So next one quiz or practice question for you guys. Create a one table name books. It has 4 attributes: book ID, title, author, and price. You have to select what data type they should have. Then after creating that, now after some time you realize you need to enter the genre of the column. So new column you will enter their genre. Then you have to drop the price column. So basically this is a small table you need to create to practice the DDL commands. Okay, this is all about DDL commands. You need to practice it, and if you have any query and you are using any another software rather than PostgreSQL, please let me know in the comment, and any query you have, we will solve in the next videos. Thank you so much, everyone.